Hi all. I'd like to do a video on top 10 tips to become a computer programmer. Okay? Well, it started out as 10. I was going to try to keep it down to 10, but it turned out to be 14. And probably if I think about it, I could probably come up with a few more. But these would be the main points. Okay, so first one, don't read books. Don't read computer programming books. They're a waste of time. Okay? Don't buy computer programming books. The only thing you need to do is go out on the web, skim some wikis, and glance at a few web pages here and there, and that's all you need to do to learn computer programming. So it's actually pretty easy stuff. You don't need to buy a bunch of books. Number 2, don't take college courses on computer programming. College is for losers. You just waste your time going to class, trying to figure out where to park. College courses, it's just a bunch of random stuff. They're never going to teach you anything, so I wouldn't worry about it. Number 3, don't buy video courses. You know how you go out on the web, you see all these video courses that you can buy? You don't need to do that. You could just learn this stuff watching random YouTube videos. Stuff's actually pretty easy to learn. From what I've seen in some ads, you can learn most of this stuff in like a week or less, and sometimes even an hour. That's all it takes. It's not like you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, things like that, doctor, lawyer, accountant, that takes a lifetime to learn, 10 years of schooling, all types of training. But computer programming, you can learn that in a week. Watch one 1-hour video and you got it down pat. Number 4, don't specialize in one computer language. Learn all of them. Okay? Just skim through a bunch of videos, like spend a week or so, or even just a weekend, watch a bunch of videos, and you'll learn it. A piece of cake. Number 5, don't waste your money buying a new computer. That old Pentium 4 or that old dual core will do just fine. You can learn programming with 1980s technology. Just run the old compilers. That's all there is to it. And then even if you do use the newer compilers, you have plenty of time to waste. Why do you care if it takes 10 minutes for your computer to boot up, or it takes forever for a computer application that you're working on to compile? It doesn't matter. You click compile and you go get some coffee. Number 6, don't study Microsoft Visual Studio Community Edition. It's free, right? Free stuff is silly. If it was all that great, why would they give it away for free, right? And here again too, don't bother taking the Microsoft certification courses. Companies don't care if you're certified. You just don't need that type of thing. Don't study the GNU compiler. The GNU compilers, some people call it GNU. The GNU compilers are on Linux. It's free, open source compilers. Here again, it's free. If it was all that great, why would they give it away for free? That free stuff is silly. Don't waste your time with it. You know, the GNU compiler called GCC and make files that work along with that. Don't bother learning that. You don't need it. You know. Don't learn SQL and database programming. You know, you want to be a computer programmer. Why do you need to learn about databases? Right? Let the database people handle that. Why should you waste time learning Microsoft Access, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL? You want to be a computer programmer. What's database stuff got to do with it? So don't waste your time with it. And just as a side point here, don't bother with Microsoft Office and Microsoft Excel. You know, that's a waste of time. You're going to work in an office, but you're going to be a computer programmer. You don't need how to write letters in Word or how to create a PowerPoint presentation. You don't need to learn Excel. You're not going to be an accountant. You want to be a programmer. What's accounting have to do with programming? Don't study operating systems. That's a waste of time. You don't need to understand operating systems. You want to be a computer programmer. Getting into operating systems will waste a lot of time learning all that extra stuff. You know. Why would you care as a computer programmer what type of operating system is on a server, or what type of operating system is on a workstation or a tablet or a phone? You're just programming. You don't care, right? So here, don't bother learning Microsoft Server. Don't bother learning Unix. Don't bother learning Linux or Fedora Linux or about mainframes. That'll just be a waste of time for you. Don't study networking. Networking is for the hardware guys. You don't need to learn that stuff. You want to be a computer programmer. You don't need to be bothered with all the different types of networking stuff, like IP4, IP6, subnetting, setting up a network inside of a business. You know. Let the hardware guys work on that stuff. Don't learn math. You want to be a computer programmer, not a mathematician or a scientist. Don't bother with algebra or calculus or physics. You're not a scientist. You want to be a programmer. Learning math will just waste your time. Don't post your resumes on the big job boards like Dice and Monster and Indeed. And I'm sure you can name a few more. Career Board. Every city has their own. You don't need to do that. You can just print out your resume and mail it to the companies in an envelope. Put a stamp on it, bring it to the post office and mail it. That'll do just fine. And here, don't plan on relocating. You don't need to relocate. I'm sure you can find a computer programming position within like 5 miles of your house. And since we're on the topic, you don't need to learn to dress, business dress, dressing like a teenager, 25-year-old person dressing like a teenager is just fine. I wouldn't worry about it. 13, don't set goals for your computer programming career. Setting goals, don't worry about it. It's a waste of time. Just randomly plug along with no direction, playing video games, learning some programming here and there. You'll do just fine. And 14, one last thing, don't eat healthy and exercise, you don't have to bother doing that. Most people just stay up all night partying, be hungover all day, destroy as many brain cells as you can. You know, most people think destroying brain cells is a good thing. So boozing, smoking, eating junk food is great for improving your career and improving your skills. You'll do just fine. Okay, so I think that's good for this video. We'll see ya. Bye.